Okay, hi, does it kind of look like my face? Like on my face it's splotchy because it looks like I rolled around in a blueberry patch? Yeah, it does. And you know why? Because I already filmed this video. And then I went to scrub my face off a little bit and then come back and check on the video and it did not fully record. So I lost all the good stuff. So here's the thing. I'm gonna do it again because do I want to paint my face blue? Yes. But do I also want me painting my face blue to be immortalized, commemorated, like just imprinted in technology forever so that I can revisit this whenever I want? Yes. So even though I already painted my face blue, I'm gonna do it again now for the video. Okay, so here's the thing. I am a big fan of art and design and color and vibrancy and richness and beauty and all of these things. And so ever since high school, I have just had this thing where I, coming up on a new year, look up what is the Pantone color of the year for this new year going to be. And I remember last year, Pantone let me down, guys, because Pantone's color of the year for 2019 was living coral. Coral. Okay, so I'm gonna start painting my face, and I'll just talk about it because there's too much to discuss in this video. I am so passionate about this. Okay, so what I did is I went down to the drugstore, corner store, whatever people call it here in England, to get like drugstore makeup, and oops, I got a lip liner, an eyeliner, like an eyeliner pencil, like a liquid eyeliner, and a like lipstick, liquid lip thing. And in the first video, I swatched them all on my face and was like, okay, which one do I think is the best match? And like, which one am I gonna color my face with? Spoiler alert, it's this guy. It's the lipstick. So I'm gonna skip that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to start again, becoming the Pantone color of the year for 2020, which is this color called Classic Blue. So it's about that guy. And talk about Pantone's history with color of the year. So last year, 2019, Pantone decided that they were going to name their color of the year Living Coral. And I think what it was they were just trying to make a big swing. They were trying to use their platform for good and talk about, you know, the environment and talk about, you know, coral reefs and blah, blah, blah. But it just fell so flat because I get that they're trying to use their platform, but like the first thing you should be doing with your platform is like staying true to what it is. Like Pantone color of the year is supposed to be about a color that represents the year. Like you could have chosen any other color and like found a way to relate it back to the environment if that's really what you wanted to do. But like coral, like when has coral been culturally relevant? Like since the like 90s, maybe early 2000s. Like coral's not in the cultural zeitgeist. You can't just throw coral at us. So yeah, needless to say, after the coral debacle of 2019, I was curious what Pantone had come up with for 2020. And when I went and looked, I first did this thing that I like to do where I chose in my head what color of the year I would pick and then, you know, see what they came up with. And personally for me, for 2020, I would have gone with something poppy, like a pop of color, like literally like a marigoldy poppy kind of yellowy orange, because I feel like, you know, 2020, we're feeling optimistic, we're feeling bright, we're feeling like we're kind of adjusting some of the trends that we really saw last year, especially last spring, summer with like neons. Neons kind of honestly like followed all the way through like fall, winter in like 2019. And I feel like we're just doing that, but a little bit more muted, a little bit more manageable, but it's still like a bright, like orangey yellow-y orange. And so I feel like when I like saw that, like in my mind's eye, and then I Googled Pantone 2019 color of the year, and I saw Classic Blue, I was like, okay, Like, I get it. Like, those colors pair well together. Like, I'm like not mad at that choice. Do I feel like it was probably a very safe choice because they were like reeling from last year's coral incident? Probably. Like, I feel like I'm probably not the only person who like gave them like trouble in my head about choosing a bad color of the year. Like, other publications and like things like that were probably like on them for that. And they probably were like, okay, let's go with the safe choice for 2020 then. And I mean, I do feel like it was a good choice. But while I was like researching, I found out that like Pantone's not the only company that does a color of the year, which makes so much sense. Like, obviously, like other like things in the industry would choose their own color of the year. And I found this one called PPG, Pennsylvania Paint Group. And they chose a color of the year that was, it's called like Chinese porcelain, I think. And it's like, if you think of like stereotypically when you think of like China, like of like, you know, like that white porcelain and the really dark blue, like flower, like floral pattern that would be painted on it. It's like that dark blue, which I think is interesting that another competitor also went with the blue for this year. But I do feel like the Chinese porcelain has like a little bit more like character, like a little bit more of a risk taking there to be like darker, to be edgier, to be to like take more of a stance than like classic blue. I think that part of like the Pantone reasoning for like classic blue was that it's like very like American, which I just like, I don't know, I feel like this is probably not the year for that. Like, I get that they were probably trying to maybe more play on the nostalgia to be like, we made a good pick because like it's like patriotic and like nostalgic and stuff, but like I don't know, I just like don't quite feel it. I don't quite vibe with it. But like I'm there. Like, I'm definitely way more in than I was for like coral. Anyways, but then I was curious because I was like, oh, okay, like there's this other company, there's a bunch of other companies, and specifically PPG. Like, I looked at it, I was like, okay, I'm into it. What have their like past picks been? And I was like looking through at all their like past colors that they did for like past couple years, and I was like, every year it was like banger after banger. I was like, yes, like this color, like I feel it for that year. Like, I just feel like I'm like really in line and like in tune with it now. I'm like, yeah, I feel like that's in line with culture. I feel like PPG is out here picking the good picks. And everyone's always defaulting to Pantone, I guess, as like a market leader in choosing the color of the year. But like, I don't know, I feel like maybe like there are other thought leaders out there that we should consider, like PPG. Anyway, I decided to paint my face the Pantone color of the year though. So this is a little bit more like classic blue. Obviously, I don't know with the color grading how much you can tell. It's not like navy. Not that the Chinese porcelain is navy. It's like a little, I don't know if I'd purely consider it navy just because I feel like the undertones are a little like brighter. Like maybe a little bit more warm than like navy undertones. I feel like are usually very cool. I don't know. I just am very, very passionate about color. And I feel like one day, honestly, I'm willing this into the universe. I want to be one of those like color professionals that is involved in choosing the next color of the year. Like, if I say it out loud, I feel like I'm going to the secret it into existence. Like, I'm going to say it, it's going to happen. I'm going to believe in it. Because I read this article that was published by PPG, or that was like in association with PPG or something. And they were talking about how they choose their color of the year. And they were saying that they like have this like color conference in like LA where they have these like professionals, and they come in and they like bring in like their suggestions for color of the year. And they like create these like mood boards that like, it's like things that are that color, like other colors that would pair well with that color, like names that like, or words that you associate with that color. And then you like go around and you like look at all the mood boards, and like someone's like, okay, so what does everyone feel about like the fuchsias for this year? And then like people will be like, yeah, I'm like vibing with it. Or like, no, I just like don't think that's appropriate for this year. Or like, okay, like maybe, but we'll keep it as a contender, like until something makes my heart sing, which is what I want to do. I mean, like, do I think those were the exact conversations in the room? No. But is that like in my mind, like me role playing, like me being there, like what it would sound like? Yeah, for sure. Because like I want to be there one day. I want to be a thought leader in the color curation field. Like I feel it in my soul. Like, why else would I be sitting here sorry, lips. Why else would I be sitting here transforming myself into the Pantone color of the year if I didn't like feel color like in my heart? Like, I don't know, I just like, I'm really into it. I feel like this was a fun way to welcome in the new year. Happy 2020, everybody. To good vibes and good colors the entire year. And honestly, I feel like this is patchier than the first time around, but I'm happy that I did this again because I want to be able to watch this. I want to be able to reflect on like why color meant so much to me and like the little journey that I went through, like discovering, you know, all these different companies and like why they choose the colors that they do and like how I feel about like all the colors that they pick. Like this is probably gonna be something that I like do myself every year, not like paint my face, but like, you know, go through and like actually reflect on it and think about it and like how colors make me feel, because I just feel like everyone deserves that little thing that like makes them happy. Everyone deserves beauty in their life, and like for me, I think color is just such a huge expression of, you know, all of that. And I don't know, it means a lot to me. It means so much to me that I sat here and did this twice. Just because I just enjoy the fact that there is beauty out there and there are people making these like decisions about like what is important to us, about trends, about theory, all relating to beauty and culture and design. And yep, now I'm getting sappy. Now I'm getting all sappy and like Happy New Year and like color means so much to me. When really this was just supposed to be let me paint my face. Okay. Dope. Links in the description below.